Hello, this is West Crow, and this is week 7 on the weekly Pagan challenge. And this week's question is, how do you view sacred texts and mythology? That's a big question. I guess I don't take the sacred text or mythology as 100% factual. I do think they have little tidbits of facts and history in them, and they're mainly meant for portraying ideals and to learn something, like our fables, like Hansel and Gretel, don't go wandering off into the woods by yourself, and that type of things. Maybe some of the stories were based on fact and history. And of course, people, in order to remember stories better, and this isn't just with the Bible, it's with many other stories, they embellish on them a little bit to make them more interesting, to make them more memorable. And typically the more memorable parts of the story are the parts that get passed down. So that said, once the Bible or other stories get written down, then again, it was, we didn't have printing presses. We had people writing them down, and each time it may have got changed just a little bit. And that little bit, and over time and centuries, got changed a little bit more and a little bit more. And then eventually, maybe not with all sacred texts, but some sacred texts, and especially the Bible, I think they were used as political tools. They were used to try and control people, to get people to do what others wanted them to do, to make this thing or that thing seem good or bad. And we can see it even now today. The politicians are using the Bible to make this or that seem bad. And they're using the same book to make the opposite thing a number of years ago seem good or bad. So unfortunately it's been used as a political tool, and I think other sacred texts have been over the centuries as well, have been used as political tools. Hi, Eka. This is my dog, you can't see her. Well, you can see her butt. But I also think that the sacred texts and mythologies have some psychological benefit as well. I think they represent our different psychological states and the different things we go through, like the descent of Inanna. I think that definitely talks about dealing with your shadow self and maybe even depression. All the different stages and steps you go through to get to that really low point where you have to build yourself back up, and then when you do finally emerge again, you have this newfound knowledge, this newfound wisdom of how you and the rest of the world works and your connection to the rest of the world. And I think most of them have some sort of psychological benefit like that. There's lots of little tidbits of truth in these sacred texts and mythologies that are just sort of dressed up in different ways. And my dog's dropping her ball at my feet again. Hi, Aka. So anyways, that's what I think about the sacred texts and mythologies. That's my take on it anyways. And I apologize for my cold still being here. I'm sure I sound sort of weird, but at least I haven't sniffled throughout this whole one. I'm getting a little bit better. Anyways, bye.